He also loved the younger years with EPL, traveling with his team and staying in hotels together during tournaments. Quinn would like to thank his parents for always supporting him. He is their last graduate, and he knows they'll miss having a bleacher to sit in. He would also like to thank his brother Preston, who taught him most of what he knows about lacrosse. In addition to lacrosse, Quinn was a proud member of the East football and basketball teams, and next year he'll be attending Ole Miss with plans to study business. Thank you, and best of luck, Quinn Rapp. Let's hear for number 6, Ben Rupert. Ben is escorted tonight by his loving mother, Gajtka Rupert, and his big brother, Peter. Ben has played lacrosse for 12 years, starting in first grade. Ben played offensive midfield and attack during this time, and played summer lacrosse for Coach KO from middle school on. Ben's favorite high school lacrosse memories are the bus rides home after wins, especially the ride home after beating Brother Rice his sophomore year. Additionally, he loved the time at practice, just hanging out with his teammates and his coaches. Ben would like to thank all of the assistant coaches for everything they've done for him during his time on the team and teaching him so much about the game of lacrosse. He would also like to thank Coach KO for being not only an incredible coach, but also an incredible mentor. Ben would like to thank his siblings, especially his brother Pierce, for teaching him the game and playing with him when he was younger. Lastly, he would absolutely like to thank his parents, especially his dad, for being his biggest supporter during his career. In addition to lacrosse, Ben played on the tennis team during his 4 years at high school. He was a member of the Hearts of Gold Committee, student council, and the school newspaper. Next fall, Ben will be attending Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee to study economics and potentially play club lacrosse. Let's do it again for number 6, Ben Rupert. Our final senior of the evening is number 17, Brody Weiser. Brody is escorted by his parents, Carrie and Christian Weiser. Brody has been playing lacrosse for countless years, coming up through the EPL League before playing for the high school as a midfielder and attack. He's also played travel lacrosse with Drew and Omnia's local and regional teams. His favorite memories will always be the pregame speeches made by his coaches. Tonight, Brody would like to extend a special thank you to his mom and dad for traveling to all his tournaments and games. During his time at East, Brody has also been a member of the football and bowling team. And next year he plans to attend Western Michigan University and will major in business. Thank you, Brody Weiser. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the 2024 East Grand Rapids High School Men's Lacrosse Seniors. Thank you. Now let's get ready to cheer on these seniors during their last regular season game here at Memorial Field. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East Grand Rapids Memorial Field. This field honors the soldiers from East Grand Rapids that have given their lives in various American wars. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you're able. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem to honor past soldiers and heroes, along with currently enlisted officers, soldiers, and all of our local officers and first responders.
We're moments away from kickoff here from Memorial Field. I'm Matt Gajtka. Welcome to East Grand Rapids Boys Lacrosse, the final regular season game of 2024. The playoffs start tomorrow already, but you just saw part of the senior night festivities prior to tonight. EGR with a record of 10-6. They have won 6 of their past 7 games. They take on Caledonia. The Fighting Scots invade with a record of 12-4. EGR, like I said, on the verge of starting the postseason. Tomorrow, to be here at home, we won't have the feed for you, but it'll be a 6 o'clock start. And we do wish the Pioneers all the best in the playoffs. We might be able to get another broadcast or two on the air here, from here, or from somewhere in Grand Rapids if the Pioneers do advance to the state quarterfinals. But as for tomorrow, you'll have to come on down and check it out, as all postseason games have to go through the MHSAA's official channels as well, so that can be an obstacle too. It'll be Bay City John Glenn, the opponent tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Last time out for EGR, they were on the road. They beat Byron Center 17-11. That after a tight 2-overtime loss, 12-11 to Grand Ledge on the road on Saturday. So the Pioneers with a couple of days off in between. They'll be dressed in white, of course, here tonight, going up against the purple-clad Scots, the Fighting Scots of Caledonia. Caledonia so far on the season, and by the way, they'll play Holland Christian tomorrow in their postseason opener, or excuse me, that's next week. That'll be on, it looks like a Monday, at home for them. So they'll have a little bit of time here before they get going in the postseason. But Caledonia has won 6 in a row, beating Hudsonville, West Ottawa, Zeeland West, Spring Lake, Vicksburg, and Battle Creek Lakeview in sequence. The game against Lakeview, 18-7 win for the Scots, coached by Colin Herron. EGR led by Coach KO, Kyle Ozapoff. As we have the captains meeting at midfield. This gives me a chance to honor the EGR seniors who were just feted on the field as a part of senior night. Ian McKeegan, Quinn Rapp, Alex Collins, Ben Rupert, Glenn Green, Mo Mayer, and Brody Weiser, all graduating, all moving on after this season. And this is the time of the year when the intensity picks up, especially for seniors, right? Their last kick at it here at the high school level. We are at Memorial Field for the first time in more than a month. We have a live broadcast. I think it's been more than a month. We had a couple of postponements that eventually led to the moving of the game against Granville to away, so we couldn't do that one, but we are set to go back online. I'm Matt Gajtka, Reed McIntosh running the camera, Scott Stropke setting things up here in the press box, and Ian McKeegan, the senior, will take the opening face-off, and it's still available. He had a chance to pick it up, free in the circle. It's a 5-man scrum, 3 Pioneers in there, and McKeegan finally grabs it and takes it into the attacking end. So it'll be McKeegan delaying and giving off to Charlie Hoekstra, number 11 for EGR. 13 goals, 10 assists on the year for Hoekstra, the returning all-conference player. He lobs it across. Green mishandled. The senior now picks it up. Has it on his right side of the body. Weiser moving it around. Collins. Theme of seniors out there on the field right now, and Rupert dropped the ball. It was whacked out of his hands, and Caledonia has its first possession. But turned over, intercepted right there in the midfield by Mo Mayer, the senior, with the long stick. Mayer sprinting down. The clear is complete. He's going to try to make a move toward goal. Mayer now backs out as he's stick-checked heavily by Samuel Hogue, and he throws it backward into the mix. Still up for grabs here, and we have a whistle and a stoppage in play. Foul against EGR. Restart out near midfield, and the Scots will eventually have possession. And they set up with Ethan Fisher in possession out near the 35-yard line. Tossed over to Blake Herron. As Caledonia works the offensive set, Jack Van Ness out high. Emmett Hahn. And back in behind to Charles Hogue. Number 10 in purple. Excuse me, that's 13. Brady Holoski. Blake Herron. And it'll be Van Ness one more time. Deliberate with the pace. 10:14 to go in the first quarter. No goals on the board yet. I'm Matt Gajtka live from East Grand Rapids and Memorial Field on the shoreline of Reeds Lake, Heron. Final regular season matchup for both of these teams, and both teams hot right now. Caledonia's won 6 in a row. EGR's won 6 of 7. And the one that EGR lost was in overtime. Van Ness a shot, and he scores. Jack Van Ness goes up the ladder against the netminder Quinn Irwin, and it's 1-0 Fighting Scots. 9:49 to go in the first. One of those low to high type of releases, and it worked out for Van Ness. So first blood goes to the boys in purple and gold. And McKeegan will get the face-off duty again for the Pioneers. McKeegan on the year 56 of 98, and now he's 57 of 99. It's a pretty strong percentage, up near 60. Hoekstra to the right side and Weiser, back behind the goal. Collins, he's been hot lately, 21 goals, 20 assists. He's taken over the team assist lead. First man to 20 on the year. Hoekstra tries a dodge. Now he'll shoot, and it goes high and wide. Hoekstra missed the first couple of games due to injury, coming off a hockey season, and he's got 13 goals now with 10 assists. One of 4 Pioneers with double digits in assists. Collins trying to make a move in tight. Instead, he'll toss it out high for Hoekstra. Got around and shot, and that's off the foot of the goalkeeper, Josh Sprague. His first save. Unorthodox at that, but it works. Collins over to Rupert. Rupert working left-handed. Now back to the right side. Shot off the bar. It hops up into the air and out of bounds over the Caledonia sideline. Rupert's got 17 goals. Gavin Buck leads this Pioneers squad with 44 goals on the year. Oliver Owens got 26 and Sam Zykowski 25. This is Rupert getting to the edge of the crease. He'll flip to Weiser. Weiser to Green. Around the top to Hoekstra again. He runs the show. Trying to maneuver against Lincoln Senti. Senti, just a freshman. Drawing duty against the dangerous Hoekstra. Put it into the middle. Here's a chance and a score. Ian McKeegan dumps it under the netminder, and it's 1-1. And give Hoekstra the helper. Well deserved there. So Van Ness scores early for Caledonia, but a quick retort from EGR. With 8:18 to go in the first. McKeegan, his third of the season from Hoekstra. New man on the face-off. It's Brogan Bernard. Or, excuse me, that's Stropke. Should have known it was him. 33, not 23. He plays it across the attacking line, and Buck dropped it. Still free. Bouncing in a dangerous spot for Caledonia, but it's gathered in by Carson Beach. So here are the Scots with Beach. Deliberately out of his own end. Hogue. Choking down on that long stick, now feeds off to Heron. All the way across to the far sideline. Fisher on the cut-in. Fisher to the open man, Martinelli. Lost control. It's hack and whack time. It's up for grabs, and Quinn Rapp has possession. He'll give it back to Mo Mayer. Mayer to Will Zykowski. And it's on to Rapp again. He tries to run it through midfield. A high ball over the top of the head of Owen. Still free, though, and good job by Collins to get there for the ground ball. Alex Collins, number 5 in white. 15 yards from goal. Plays it behind to Weiser. Rupert and Dylan Buck. Dylan Buck, 10 goals, 10 assists. Hoekstra taking on the defender again. Shot, score. Went right between the legs of goalkeeper Sprague, and it's 2-1. Hoekstra has got a goal and an assist. 6:47 to play in the first. EGR jumps on top for the first time. Thank you for joining on YouTube tonight. East Grand Rapids closing the regular season. Took them a bit to find their footing, but they've played well in recent weeks. They suffered back-to-back losses to Forest Hills Eastern and Forest Hills Central in late April. But since then, like I mentioned, 6 wins in 7 tries and the 1 loss in sudden death overtime. That was to Grand Ledge on the road. This is their first home game since they played Clarkston, as a wild shot misses from the top of the attacking area by Ethan Fisher for Caledonia. The Scots maintain possession. It'll be Halaski. But anyway, they beat Clarkston 21-5 on April the 27th, and that's been it for home games. At Rockford, at South Bend St. Joseph, at Granville, at Hudsonville, at Grand Ledge, at Byron Center. But the Pioneers have gotten the results. Setting up for a shot attempt. No, Heron will pull it out. Blake Heron looking back behind. Halaski, the junior, handles. Exchanges with Martinelli. Logan Martinelli to Van Ness, the goal scorer. Into the middle, turning for a shot. Good stop by Irwin. Scooped it up. And the Pioneers will have a chance to extend their lead. Mayer with the exit pass. And, well, the Pioneers lost control. Bennett was harassed. Dropped into the middle. Here comes a chance for Halaski. And a stop by Irwin. Clanged off his equipment. Van Ness bounces it toward goal. I think he was trying to make a pass there. In the end, it ends up in the possession of Quinn Irwin and the Pioneers again. Up 2-1, 5:17 to go in the first quarter. And they're over midfield and on the attack. Ross, shot goes wide from Rupert from the left side. Clock stopped with 5:08 remaining in the first quarter. Neither team has used the timeout yet. Pretty free-flowing action to this point. Rupert. Brady Ross. Pardon, that was Glenn Green, excuse me. Falling down, Sam Zykowski gets back up. Does well to work it over to Hoekstra, who settles it down. Rupert. And back behind goal for Collins. Top assist man on the Pioneers. Looking for someone open in front. It's being whacked by Carson Beach. Collins off to Brody Weiser. Green. He's watched by Hogue, so he gives off to Weiser. Sam Zykowski, the sophomore. He and Hoekstra play catch. Zykowski took a hard stick check. Zykowski has an open man in the middle. There's a score for Brody Weiser, his second of the year. The seniors on the board. It's 3-1. Early theme. Seniors coming through on the attack. Fittingly on senior night. Zykowski gets the assist. So McKeegan scores his third. Weiser gets his second. 4:09 left in the first. And it's a fine start this evening for the Pioneers. Stropke, the leading face-off taker and winner on this squad. He has 112 wins and 195 face-offs this year. Pretty close to 60%, but this one will be eventually controlled by Caledonia. Coming out of the pack is Senti. Senti weaving his way in, bumped by McKeegan, ball free, and it comes loose to the Pioneers. Here they come again, Fifely. He handed it over at midfield, though, to Samuel Hogue, who picked it off. Hogue to Halaski on the left flank. And back to Van Ness, the lone goal getter so far for Caledonia. 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Sub comes on, Jackson Kozak, number 11 on the field in purple. Holoski to Van Ness, and some sloppy ball handling, and the Pioneers take advantage. Taken by Rapp, out into midfield. It's on the ground. Luke Stark trying to pick it up. Stark hacked at it. Came free. McKeegan, he lost control. Still available there as Hogue had it knocked out of his grasp by Stark, and McKeegan finally takes it, but he lost it on the hit. It's out to Caledonia. That ball changed hands about 4 times in that sequence. Still 3-1 Pioneers, but Caledonia gets it back. It's a worthy foe for senior night. Caledonia, Lincoln Senti. The Scots have lost just 4 times this year, 12 victories. Emmett Hahn back to Senti. And on to Crew Paulman. Logan Martinelli, or pardon me, that's Van Ness. To Holoski and Van Ness. They work this near side again. Paulman spins it far wing. Emmett Hahn. This is Holoski with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. The Pioneers in good defensive formation, tight there, preventing any penetration as of yet. Here's a fake from Senti and a shot, a bouncer goes over the top. Ball stays with the Fighting Scots. Three to 1, EGR. Trying to make it 7 wins and 8 tries going into the postseason. Van Ness. And a whip shot down low by Paulman. I think that might have gotten a piece of Irwin, the goalkeeper. And so it's free to Holoski behind the goal to restart it. To Senti. Paulman. Senti shot it and easily handled by Irwin. Not a lot on that one. Appeared that maybe a Pioneer got a stick in the way to limit the follow-through. McKeegan on the run for EGR. Completes the clear on his own. McKeegan underhand toss. Rupert, Collins, Weiser. The seniors stay out there for EGR on the attack. They've done well so far. Generating chances. Rupert waiting. He's got the sophomore Sam Zykowski coming off the bench. Hoekstra joins the fray. He'll handle here. Hoekstra against Ali Saleh. Saleh trying to keep Hoekstra in front of him. Gives him a hard bump with the cross. But Hoekstra looking to make a move. He rounds the goal. Charlie Hoekstra. And ball on the ground. Hoekstra couldn't pick it up. And potential foul coming up. No, it'll be waved off. Never mind. EGR takes it right back. Sam Zykowski weaving inside. Hoekstra ripping a shot off the turf. And it missed to the right. 33 seconds to go in the quarter. Collins trying to drive. He'll dish. Rupert. Hoekstra now. Getting it from Green. Hoekstra had it whacked out of his stick by the reaching Leighton Fink. 6 in purple. That wins the ball back for Caledonia with 14 seconds left. Before the buzzer sounds, Hogue to his keeper Sprague. Across to the far side, looks like the Scots aren't going to try anything too crazy here except for a desperation shot from over 70 yards by Samuel Hogue that sails over the top of everything. So through one quarter, relatively low scoring early on. EGR gets goals from seniors McKeegan and Weiser. Also Charlie Hoekstra with a goal and an assist in that first quarter. It's 3-1. We'll take a short break and bring it right back for the second quarter here from East Grand Rapids. 3-1 EGR over Caledonia. Kind of a cloudy night. Makes me a little nervous considering we've had two games rained out here. I guess the last one was tornadoed out. Tornado watch was in effect, so no games were played across the athletic fields of West Michigan on that night a couple of weeks ago. Second quarter begins. Stropke in the tie-up with Phineas White, and White takes it for Caledonia. So the Fighting Scots down by a couple after the opening quarter. White on the little handoff to Brady Halaski. And the Scots settle in. 12 minutes loaded on the clock. Well, make it 11:40 and ticking now. Blake Herron backpedaling. I'm Matt Gajtka here with the play-by-play from Memorial Field. Thank you so much for joining as the Pioneers finish the regular season. Emmett Hahn in deep below the goal. Van Ness lurking. Quinn Irwin looks over his shoulder with a wary eye. Van Ness right there, and he scores. And did he stay outside the crease? That's the question. And it looks like they're going to call a goal, the referees are. 3-2, Van Ness. Lacrosse's equivalent of a wraparound, and he released it just before he stumbled over that gold line. That signifies the goalkeeper's area. So it is a goal, unassisted for Van Ness, his second of the evening. And Caledonia cuts the lead to 3-2. Just 46 seconds into the second. One of those where Van Ness just kept creeping closer and closer, and the Pioneers couldn't close him out fast enough. Face-off violation called against EGR's Stropke. So that'll be an awarded win to Crew Paulman and company. Halaski, Fisher, trying to slice in. Now Herron. Around the horn it goes. Hahn behind the goal to Van Ness. Breeze picks up here. Makes it a little more pleasant. It was pretty stuffy to start this game. We're in the mid-70s at game time. Humidity picking up. Hahn behind the goal. Van Ness, quick hitter in front, but Martinelli couldn't pull off the quick stick. So the Scots back it out behind the goal. Martinelli, rough pass in front. It came right back to him off of Ethan Fisher's foot, I think. Unintentional, but it works out for the Scots to maintain possession. 10:25 left in the second. Blake Herron. Fisher. Will Zykowski guarding him. A little bit of token pressure. Jack Van Ness. High Fisher again. Fisher gets whacked by Will Zykowski. Fisher keeps it, though. Right to the doorstep and a quick stick score. Martinelli from Van Ness, and Caledonia is tied at 3-3. 9:55 left in the period. 3 points for Van Ness, 2 goals and a helper. Well, they were trying that play earlier in the possession, didn't work, and a good bounce for Caledonia earlier on that possession as well, as the pass from Van Ness was well errant, but it deflected right back to him on a lively bounce. So we're at 3-3 early in the second. EGR scored 3 in a row, now 2 in a row for the Scots, but it's Stropke on the run after the face-off control. Oh, he tried to make a pass to this near side post, and it was deflected away from Alex Collins. But Collins will get to it first after the tip by Samuel Hogue of Caledonia. Sam Zykowski to Stropke. Stropke comes off as he'll pass over to Hoekstra. Checking in, Dylan Buck. Buck calls for it and gets it 30 yards from goal. Here comes Hoekstra running downhill. Stutter step, shot it, and missed to the left. 2 Pioneers in the area. It'll be East possession. Here's Gavin Buck, the 44-goal man. Buck, number 10 in white, working against his opposite number in Charles Hogue. Buck, the spin, got dumped down. Ball free on the turf. And Buck tried to kick it along. He did eventually recollect it. His pass was interrupted, but it still gets over to Sam Zykowski. Sam, the sophomore. Sun peeks through the clouds as little dodge move from Dylan Buck. Near side, Hoekstra looked around and connected to Sam Zajkowski. Sam turning, twisting, open for a left-handed shot that bounces wide of the net. Phineas White was there in his grill. Alex Collins takes it back. 8:36 to go in the second quarter. 3-3 your score. Collins got a man. Zajkowski scores with a high shot off the pass from Collins. 21st assist of the year for Alex Collins to lead the team. And Zajkowski found the range for his 26th goal. 8:28 remaining in the second. EGR noses back ahead. Four to 3 your score. From center circle, Stropke gets some help there from Will Zajkowski. On the ground, no trouble there for Hoekstra. Hoekstra gets in over the 30, so the clear is complete. Stropke comes off for Rupert. Or excuse me, Rupert was already on. It'll be Glenn Green taking Stropke's place. Gavin Buck back behind. Pioneers back ahead. Stay on the attack. Owen back for Hoekstra. The dodge, the shot, the score. Beautiful shot after the move on the perimeter for Hoekstra. Second goal of the game, 5-3. 7:44 remaining in the second. The shot didn't get much better than that. So it was just under the crossbar from the right-handed shooting Charlie Hoekstra. Getting close to midway through the second quarter. EGR regains command. And off the quick face-off win, it'll be Stropke hitting Buck with a shot, and Gavin Buck was denied. Foot save from Sprague, right off his boot. Play restarts. Green to Rupert. Barreling in for a score on the turning shot. 3 in a row again for the Pioneers. Ben Rupert, the senior. 2 goals, 15 seconds apart, 6-3 in favor of the home team. And as you can hear over our mic, it's a healthy crowd, as you'd imagine, for senior night. A lot of support here. So here we go again at midfield. Can Stropke pull off another little sleight of hand play? It'll hop back, and it'll be a win nonetheless. So Stropke and the Pioneers getting hot in the face-off circle. Buck, that's Dylan Buck, passing to Oliver Owen. Owen has 26 goals on the year. High for Glenn Green, taking on his man. Wanted to let it go. His shot was weakened on the way by Lincoln Senti and his quick stick. The ball bounces out to EGR. Collins takes a gander from behind the goal. Collins, edge of the crease, backing his way in. Now he backs out. Bouncing pass to midfield. It's going to be available there. If it gets to the 50, it did not. And a crafty move from Dylan Buck to grab it and protect it. Sam Zajkowski to Green, far side Owen, and an underhanded shot missed the goal. 6:43 remaining in the second quarter. More offense in this second quarter. Already 5 goals on the board in the opening 5 minutes and change after we had just 4 total in the first quarter. Here's Green on the drive and the dish. One-handed attempt by Gavin Buck there on the near post, but it popped out of his possession. And the Scots come back in transition. Senti clears it into the attacking end. His shot, not a lot on that one either. And Irwin with the easy grab. He lofts it downfield. Picked up on the run by Will Zajkowski. Zajkowski to Owen. in close quarters. Owen did well to eventually surround that one. Tough little pass. Owen, the left-handed attempt, and he threw it inadvertently behind himself. That's a turnover. Goes to Caledonia. I think he might have been trying to shoot, but ran into a stick and a body on the way. We are halfway through the second quarter. Some threatening clouds down to the south, hoping they stay there. Otherwise, it's a very picturesque night in EGR for some lacrosse. Jackson Kozak for Caledonia. The pass over to Crew Paulman. The Scots haven't had a lot of the ball in the last few minutes, but now they do get set up. Hilaski. Van S. Already been productive today, and he sets up another one. Jackson Kozak, the senior, connecting on the near side post after the pass from the far side by Van S. That breaks the 3-goal run for EGR and pulls Caledonia back within 2. .5:22 to go before the half. Again, Caledonia will play on Monday against Holland Christian in their opening round of the regional. Bay City John Glenn comes in here tomorrow at 6. Got to be here to watch it, though, as we will not have that on the NFHS network. Perhaps future games will be on there, so we'll let you know if that comes up. Pioneers with the ball to the outside of the top side of the screen. Oh, and now to the near wing. Gavin Buck to Sam Zykowski. And Hoekstra. Hoekstra handling, back to Zykowski. Went to the outside, now inside. He's got some room, but his shot was blocked from behind. Well done by Keegan Broomfield. Give him some credit there to hack it away. And the Scots have a chance to push back further. Down by a couple. 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Carson Beach over the top of the pressure by Fifley, and the Scots have something going. Blake Heron steps over the goal line. Caledonia makes one substitution on the backside. Meanwhile, they go on the attack. Fisher. Van S trying to muscle his way in. Zykowski did well to keep him away. Fisher shot, and he scored. He just let it inside the left post. That one fooled Irwin. I think Irwin thought he was going to go short side, but he went back against the grain, and it found its way in, just trickling over the goal line. 4:03 left in the quarter. Fisher scores for Caledonia, his first of the night. First point of the night as well. 6-5. Let's see if the Pioneers can grab a quick possession. Looks like they will be able to. Stropke pops it ahead. Owen Stropke pulls it out. He did his job. He's off to the bench. Face off, get off. And the Pioneers go to work on the attack. Green to Rupert. Stutter step. Rupert, about 10 yards from goal. He'll instead pass it off to Owen, right back to Ben Rupert. Big windup and a shot, scores! Ben Rupert would not be denied. He got it back from Owen and let it go. Keeping the Scots at arm's length, 7-5. 3.5 minutes left in the quarter. That's a couple of times that East has been able to overpower the goalkeeper, Josh Sprague, with shots from that right side. Bouncing free. Stropke gets credit for another win, as there was Buck to pick up the ground ball. Dylan Buck to Owen, out by the sideline. And the Pioneers go around with this offensive set. Gavin Buck firing, stopped by Sprague. Sprague wheels in behind his goal to buy himself some time, but the Pioneers had backed out. Under 3 left in the second quarter. It was 3-1, EGR after 1. Still a 2-goal lead. 4 goals for either side to this point. Pass bounces off the stick of Emmett Hahn, and he'll lose it. In the corner, good work from James Wiener to take possession. And Wiener with his first touch of the night, trying to make the most of it, but he got stripped from behind. Bouncing free. Wiener boxing out, trying to kick it along, but he kicked it right to Van Ness. And Jack Van Ness has some room, but he left the ball behind on the defensive pressure from Luke Stark. Stark almost getting another cause turnover. He's got 25 cause turnovers on the season, does 13 in white, leading the squad. 2:11 to go in the quarter. Caledonia stays on it, though. There was no turnover in the end. Van Ness scored from the sharp angle. The sharpshooter, Jack Van Ness, picks up the hat trick, and it's 7-6 with 2:03 left. That's twice that he's been able to beat Irwin short side on the wrap. Stropke versus Broomfield in the circle. And a violation called against Stropke and the Pioneers. Second time that's happened in this game. Caledonia with a chance to tie it. 2 minutes to go in the half. Fisher long pass. Scooped up by Hahn on the bounce. And Jack Van Ness, the 3-goal man, takes a peek over his shoulder at the scoreboard. It reads 1:45 to go in the quarter. Van Ness against McKeegan, and now back out high for Fisher, with Stark providing some pressure. Hahn below the goal line for Van Ness, and the quick shot from Martinelli was blocked down. Good save made by Quinn Irwin, but right back to the Scots. 1:20 left in the half. Van Ness in a 7-6 game tried to squeeze it through bodies and sticks, couldn't do it. Stark picked it off. He backhanded it through into the midfield, and it'll be picked up by Stark. So he causes the turnover. He gets the ground ball. Does Luke Stark. His pass, though, was blocked right back at him. It bounces out, and who's it going to go to? It'll be stoppage in play. Lightning scene down to our right. I was afraid of that. 1 minute to go in the half, so we don't quite get through the second quarter, and that's going to mean at least a half an hour delay, unfortunately. We can't get away from it here this season at Memorial Field. Our third straight game interrupted by weather here at home. So there you go. Mother Nature's heard from. The Pioneers lead at 7-6. We'll take a break. Thanks for watching here on YouTube. I'm Matt Gajtka. We'll be back with updates as they become available. Well, after more than an hour away due to a few lightning strikes, we are back and ready to resume play on senior night. East Grand Rapids leads at 7-6 against Caledonia. I'm Matt Gajtka. Thank you for joining us on YouTube tonight. As Charlie Hoekstra has a couple of goals and an assist to lead the EGR attack. East has scored 4 goals in this second quarter, so has Caledonia. Actually, Caledonia has scored 5. They got one just before we paused for what ended up being a weather delay of about an hour and 15 minutes, all told. We were close to the end of the 30-minute waiting period after seeing a lightning strike within view, but then we had another one and then another one shortly thereafter. So that made it, all the way to nearly 9:15 before we can get this thing restarted. On the Caledonia side, Jack Van Ness has a hat trick and a couple of assists. And he just scored unassisted before the timeout. We have 1 minute to go in the second quarter. And we're going to restart, I think, on this near sideline with East in possession. Yes, Hoekstra's going to have the ball here. And there we go. So final minute of the first half. I'm assuming it'll be a very short halftime after the extended timeout. Irwin into the midfield. Good pass there. Haven't seen him too far from his goal this year, but he made a great play that time. On to Luke Stark. The clear is complete, and East sets up shop with 38 seconds to go in the second quarter. Rupert backs it out. Rupert just scored a couple of minutes before we had to stop. Rupert, quick touch. Glenn Green, his shot, good save. That handcuffed Sprague, but he got enough of it to deflect it well out of bounds off the wrought iron gate over there on the far side of the field beyond the fence. So we've got 20 seconds to go. Caledonia is going to have a chance to rush it upfield. Hogue, fake the pass. Now he'll feed it off to Heron. Heron on the give. 10 seconds left. Fisher, Fink, shooting, and he missed everything. It'll bounce free behind the net. 4 seconds left. Van Ness is going to have to make some magic happen in a hurry. He's got 5 points in the half, does number 28 in purple. He's going to try to come out from behind the goal and shoot himself. He will, and that's easily grabbed by Quinn Irwin at the buzzer, or the horn, ending the first half of play. So there you go, 7-6 EGR, and we will quickly, I assume quickly, transition into the second half in just a few moments from Memorial Field. Stay with us. So just a typical quarter break. In fact, it felt even shorter than that. So we're essentially playing a 13-minute third quarter when it all boils down. 5 goals in that second quarter for Caledonia, 4 for EGR. It's 7-6, as you see there on your device screen. It remains a very pleasant night in EGR. It was just we saw storms to our south and east. Those eventually moved east and north, but not north enough to clip us. We didn't see anything by way of rain during that long break. Stropke had a good first half in faceoffs, and he will be able to get another win as Will Zykowski helps out. Hoekstra right up the gut. He's got some room. Fed the pass and a score on the quick stick from Alex Collins. Great start to the second half. 8-6 East. Hoekstra's got another helper. That's his second of the night, so he has 4 points in all. And Alex Collins connects for his 22nd goal of the year. Just 14 seconds into the second half. Stropke again beats his man, Broomfield. Stropke into the attacking end. It's down low for a bouncing shot by Collins that missed from the sharp angle. Gavin Buck made that intermediate pass to get it through to Collins. 30 seconds into the third quarter. Feels like a whole new game now. And in that context, EGR has a 1-0 lead in that new game. But it's a 2-goal lead in the grand scheme. They've won 6 out of 7 coming into this one. Just beat Byron Center on the road. That was back on Monday. Sam Zykowski tried to make a pass. It was deflected to Hoekstra, though. He steps toward goal, got knocked down as his shot goes wide of the net, and he's called for a crease violation there. He's saying I was pushed, but the referee disagrees. Interesting. Caledonia with possession. And here they are into the attacking end. Fisher on the far wing, Emmett Hahn. Van Ness, close-in pass, and a reaching, bouncing shot goes high. Brady Holoski let it go. Close-range chance by Martinelli. That missed, too. Might have glanced off of Irwin, the goalkeeper. Score remains 8-6. 10.5 to go in the third quarter. Van Ness sauntering behind goal. Good pass out to Hahn. Makes the catch. Wanted to shoot lefty, but too many Pioneers between him and the goal. Especially Wiener was right in front of him. Fisher. And Blake Heron. Backpedaling Stark with the staunch pressure on him. Van Ness gobbles it up. His pass out high, unable to be handled cleanly by Heron. It's still on the ground, and Stark forces the turnover and scoops it up. Stark had his pass blocked. It goes back to EGR. That's last touched by Caledonia. Carson Beach got in the way. Clock rolling, 9.5 to play in the third. Gavin Buck. 44 goals on the year. Still nothing on the board for him, though, in this game. Either goals or assists. He's got 19 helpers, too. Owen right there to the goal, and he's stopped by Sprague. A wrestling match for this ball near the end line. Still free, and it does roll out. It goes over to East Grand Rapids. Collins taking it after he outbattled Hogue for that ball. Collins has come on late this season. Become a big point producer. Wild shot from Ben Rupert. EGR will keep possession. So it was out to the far side near the corner. Buck back there with 8:55 to go in the third. Just the one goal on the board in the third quarter. It belongs to East. Scored by Alex Collins just moments ago. Sam Zykowski all the way in, hit the bar with a shot, but the rebound comes to Green. Couldn't shoot it. Zykowski follow-up, and that was stopped by Sprague. Josh Sprague, and getting some help from his friend, the Iron. Keeping EGR from pumping in a ninth goal. Green and Sam Zykowski both with close-in chances in that sequence. Zykowski lowers the shoulder. His pass. Owen shooting, scoring. Oliver Owen between the legs of Sprague from 5 yards out. 9-6 Pioneers. 8:26 left in the third. Sam Zykowski gets his second assist of the night. Oliver Owen his first goal of the night. 27th of the season for the junior Owen. Stropke controls again. He's hot tonight. Dylan Buck carries in. Trotting behind. Buck has a chance to stuff it and does. Dylan Buck emerges from out behind. And the Pioneers have come out of the weather break with, well, a lot of efficiency on the offensive end. That's another goal for them. 3 in a row to start the third quarter. They haven't taken too much time. In under 4 minutes, they've gotten 3 on the board. Back into double digits for the Pioneers. Caledonia takes the face-off control, a rare one for them lately. Phineas White bounds a pass. Holoski tries to chase it down, and he does get to it before it heads out of bounds. That would have been a turnover if he didn't get there, as it was not deflected by an EGR player. Senti settling, passing to Crew Paulman. Back to Lincoln Senti. Kozak has a goal in this game behind a Van Ness in his office. Van Ness, the pass out for a shot by Kozak is stopped by Quinn Irwin. Kozak got a lot on that one. The low rip, but Irwin had the basket in the way. Got in the way of that. And it's 10-6, and the Pioneers are looking for more. Gavin Buck dishing it across. Owen scores from right there in front. Beautiful pass from Gavin Buck, and the Pioneers are on a 4-goal run. Owen's second goal of the evening, his 28th of the season. 7:11 to go in the third. Pioneers catch fire. It's their biggest lead of the night. They're up 3-1. They were up 6-3. That was their previous biggest lead. And a timeout call by Caledonia. First timeout taken by either team tonight. EGR is filling the net all of a sudden. Looking back at recent games, EGR breaking out for 17 goals on Monday against Byron Center on the road. Prior to that, they'd been held to 11 and then 10 against Grand Ledge. That was an overtime loss. And Hudsonville, that was a 10-9 win on the road on the 9th. Prior to that, they erupted for 18 goals against Granville in a game that was postponed twice. Supposed to be here, actually. Ended up being on the road. But the Pioneers beat the Bulldogs there. Biggest offensive output of the season, though, came on the road, and on the road in a big way, down in South Bend. Across state lines at St. Joseph. The Pioneers won that one 24-4. That's also their biggest margin of victory on the season. Not their best defensive effort. They held East Lansing to just 2 goals in the season opener here. Back to action after the timeout. Pioneers control the draw. Stropke did it all himself that time. Rupert in an 11-6 game. 5 minutes in to the second half. Rupert with a dodge and a look and a pass. Back to Hoekstra. Overlapping is Weiser. Gave it back to Hoekstra and back to Brody Weiser. Weiser has a goal tonight in his final regular season game as a Pioneer. Hoekstra down to a knee to try to catch that pass. Then he takes a tumble and flags fly for the first time tonight. It hasn't been an especially physical game, but it was there. Hoekstra forcing the infraction. And Ali Sala will take a knee in the penalty box for Caledonia. Man up for the first time tonight, the EGR attack. It's a 30-second penalty, and we're off and running. Dylan Buck back to Ethan Fifley, who checks in on the attacking side. Rupert thought about pulling the trigger, and they work it around. A bouncing shot, it's in. Man up goal, Gavin Buck with his 45th of the year, but his first of the night. Man up goal. Rupert gets the assist. 6:15 left in the third. Pioneers doubling up the Scots all of a sudden. They've gotten 5 goals in this quarter, and they've given up none. Maybe they just needed the long break to regather themselves. Can be an emotional night, senior night. And, of course, they all appreciate the festivities, especially the seniors, but can take a lot out of you. You can also take your focus away from just playing the sport. So just speculating, but maybe that's a nice reset. Just focus on playing and winning against Caledonia tonight and going into the playoffs, into the postseason tomorrow with another victory. Green drove and dished. Behind the goal, Collins. Back out to Gavin Buck. Near side, Sam Zykowski. Trying to take on his man. To the outside, lost control of the ball. Ethan Fisher pried it loose. And the long stick of Charles Hogue flags it down for the boys in purple. The Scots need something good to happen or this game is going to get away. It was 7-6 at the half. The Pioneers have reeled off 5 in a row for their biggest lead of the night. They're up by 6. Samuel Hogue doesn't see a lot of options there as he's confronted by Collins. Lobs it downfield, but it's on the money to Brady Halaski. He backs out toward the corner of the attacking end. Dumped it back to the midfield for Fisher. McKeegan rushing on to play some defense for the Pioneers, coming off the bench. Hahn. Behind the net, and it's Van Ness. Who else? Right there in front, and the Scots finally get a goal in the second half. Martinelli from Van Ness. It's 12-7. 4:47 to go in the quarter. That's the second time those two have connected on a goal today. Third assist for Van Ness. Second goal for Martinelli, 12-7. Already 19 goals on the board, still a quarter plus to play. This is Stropke feeding it to Owen. Driving with one hand on the stick. Now he's got both hands back on it. Owen pressuring against Beach. Lost control, picked it right back up. Owen off to Sam Zykowski. To the middle, Rupert shooting, and it's in. It caromed off the stick of the goalkeeper Sprague, and it bounced into the twine. 13-7. Rupert's got another. And it's a hat trick for the senior Ben Rupert, giving him 20 goals on the season. Sam Zykowski's third assist as well. 4:22 to go in the quarter. And we'll get that video fixed for you in just a second. There's a save by Sprague on the chance for Gavin Buck from the left side. Caledonia, good play by Phineas White to shovel it along with one hand to Van Ness. Van Ness settling. Under 4 to play in the quarter. 13-7 is your score. Van Ness, he is the setup man extraordinaire. He shoots this time off the outside of the goal. Thought for a minute it had found its way in. Van Ness has scored twice from that spot today. Back in the first half. Pioneers have 6 goals in this quarter. They've given up just 1. Stropke does a pirouette at the 40-yard line, and it whacked out of his stick by Fink. But Stropke regathers, and he is into the attacking end. Clear is complete. Collins. Alex Collins, the senior. He's got a goal and an assist tonight, but now it's out high to Hoekstra. Twirls the cross and will feed it off to Green. Back to Hoekstra. 3 minutes to go in the third. Hoekstra a dodge and a shot. Bounced it wide of the left, or to the left of the post. Collins does the honors on the restart. Collins closing, twisting, turning, and made the pass off to Buck. Buck to Weiser. Weiser to Green. Owen to Hoekstra, who's behind the goal for once. Charlie Hoekstra, a multi-sport athlete here at EGR. Shuffles his feet, makes the pass. Collins dodged a couple of defenders, but the ball wriggled off of his stick, bounced out, and that'll be a Caledonia possession. .220 left in the third. As the clock winds. Samuel Hogue. Quick intermediate pass off to Crew Paulman. And that'll instigate the offense for Caledonia. 2 to go in the third. Hahn. To Senti. And Paulman once more. Emmett Hahn. Freshman. Gave it off to Van Ness. His pass intercepted by Stark, and he is on the move, sprinting over the midfield stripe. Stark, another cause turnover, another ground ball pickup from below the goal. It's Collins. Buck scores! The whip shot from Gavin Buck. EGR is up 14-7. 1:29 left in the quarter. Collins' second assist of the night. He's got 22 to lead the team this year. Buck's second goal, 46 now for him. Stropke gets the call, rakes at that ball. It'll roll back toward the 30 at that gold stripe. Still Stropke has a chance to win it. Chases it down on the clinical scoop up. And the bouncing pass to Luke Stark. Just a sophomore, Luke Stark, but what a defensive stud he is for EGR. Alex Collins taking possession. 1 minute to go in the quarter. Sam Zykowski slowing the pace with Dylan Buck checking in. And Dylan will get this pass. Owen took a stutter step. His pass goes behind Fifley, who is cutting toward goal. Picked off in the air by Charles Hogue. Hogue running down the right wing. Stops up 10 yards from goal and had it ripped away. Luke Stark does it again. I mentioned Stark came into the game with 25 caused turnovers. That's at least 4 tonight. Also second on the squad in ground balls with 52, behind only Owen Stropke. Swatted ahead by Will Zykowski. What a play. Owen's got a chance at this. Still loose. And finally, Caledonia's Fisher handles. With just 8 seconds to go in the quarter, though. Fisher's going to have to make it happen himself. Down to 4 seconds. Down to 1. Back door, and time's run out. That shouldn't count. It's waved off. Van Ness put it in, but about a second after the horn sounded. Well, I said Fisher's going to have to do it himself. That might not have been accurate because Hahn had a chance to shoot. Instead, he made one more pass. But Caledonia was facing away from the big scoreboard clock, so I think they just didn't have a sense for exactly how much time they had left. So, tactical error right there at the end of the quarter for one more pass. Doesn't count for Caledonia. And EGR wraps up what was a dominant third. They end up scoring 7 times to take a 14-7 lead into the final frame. They give up just 1 to Caledonia. Back in just a moment from EGR's Memorial Field for the conclusion of this one and the conclusion of the regular season. So this is it. Last quarter of the season, regular season that is, for both of these teams. Bay City John Glenn comes calling tomorrow in a matchup in which EGR will be the heavy favorite. If they can get the job done, then they'll proceed on to the regional semifinal. That's tomorrow at 6 o'clock. As for tonight, East in pursuit of its 11th victory in 17 games. Coming off a 7-goal third quarter, Stropke with a clean face-off victory. Stropke does it again. And he'll come off after making the pass to Gavin Buck. Alex Collins behind goal. 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. Ben Rupert to Glenn Green. The seniors connect. Green dodging, working against Fisher, left the ball behind. It fell right out of the basket, and Fink has the clear, I think. It was just on the sideline, and the whistle was blown. Stoppage in play. EGR does get the ball, but the play has to stop. Hoekstra runs it into the attacking end. Stops there inside the 30, lobs it right back. Rupert driving and pulling out to Hoekstra on the pass. Green. The lights are on here at Memorial Field. Collins taking it hard to the net. He scored. Lifted it up high against Sprague. Collins connects again. Second goal tonight. To go with a couple of assists, Alex Collins. 10:51 remaining in regulation. Unassisted goal. Stropke and face-off violation. That'll be an awarded win to Crew Paulman and Caledonia. Pulaski to Senti, 24 in purple. That blue lacrosse stick. Gave it off to Kozak. He's got the all-black look for his twig. Kozak, 10 yards from the goal. And he feeds it on to Van Ness. Jack Van Ness. He's had a lot of the ball for Caledonia tonight. He's got a hat trick. He's got 3 assists. But the offense is pretty much dried up in the second half for Caledonia so far. 10 minutes to go in the fourth. Kozak, number 11. Lefty makes the pass to Van Ness. Van Ness right in front of the goal. Martinelli couldn't handle it. He was checked by Wiener. Rip shot and a score. Senti scoring from 15 yards out. Gets one by Quinn Irwin to make it 15-8. I believe that's Senti's first of the match. 9:52 left, so a minute later, Caledonia has the answer, but they're going to need a lot more than that. They're going to need a serious run to make it interesting for the final few minutes. And it helps if Stropke can do just what he did there, win another faceoff. Cradling it. Stropke steps into the attacking end. EGR can change things up. Stark comes out. Weiser checks in. Weiser to Owen on the quick exchange. Owen trotting well near the sideline. Collins works there. Gavin Buck's turn to give it off to Ethan Fifley. The sophomore's pass way over the head of Brody Weiser. Unforced error, turnover. Caledonia takes over. 9:08 to play in the fourth. Caledonia in a region with Byron Center, Lowell. Just discussing that in the press box during the long lightning delay. So if EGR sees Caledonia again, it'll be in the state quarters. Will not be in the regional tournament or the regional bracket. It's all one big state tournament, of course. Stark got a stick on that, but it'll stay with Caledonia as Fisher picks it up off the ground. Blake Heron back to Fisher. Trying to maneuver. Couldn't get any room against Jack Bennett's defending. Ethan Fisher. Got it right back from Holoski. Fisher lost control. He's stripped. Stark. Who else? Does it again. Little underhand shovel. Finds Gavin Buck. And here come the Pioneers. Backside score. Oliver Owen. On the dish from Collins. From the left side to the right side and into the back of the net. 16-8 is your score.
That's his third goal tonight, assisted by number 5, Alex Collins.
The fast break after the Stark forced turnover. And Owen, who had a quiet first half, now has a hat trick. Collins with his third assist as well. 8:05 to go in the fourth. And again, EGR doubling up Caledonia. Stropkey takes again, Collins. Locked arms there briefly with the defender Beach. But Owen gave to Alex Collins behind. Gavin Buck. They don't give secondary assists in lacrosse, but if they did, he would have gotten one on that last goal. Buck cutting in on the overlap, trying to filter it through to Bennett Winkle. This bounces free. That was Winkle's first touch, even though it didn't stay with him. But the Pioneers collect it, so no harm, no foul. Green on the hand to Hoekstra. Hoekstra, one hand on his stick. Sharp angle here. Makes the pass to Owen, but he was dispossessed. Hops loose to Lincoln Senti of Caledonia. Squeezes by a couple of Pioneers near the sideline. Stops, starts. He continues to carry all the way in for the clear. Senti plays it back to Paulman, to Senti. Short side shot, score. Coming out to take that pass and scoring again, Jack Van Ness. 28 in purple, Van Ness chimes in once more. 16-9. Fourth goal of the game for Van Ness. Brady Holoski picks up the assist. And we're back to action. And an easy face-off win from Stropkey, but no violation called against the Pioneers. So never mind. Caledonia down 7. 6.5 to play. Timeout call by the visitors. It's their second timeout of the night. Scoring in the second half after EGR led it 7-6 following that hour and 15-minute weather delay. Since then, East has scored 9 times, Caledonia just 3, taking that 1-goal lead out to a 7-goal lead. Coach Kyle Ozapoff and his staff trying to coax one more solid push out of his squad to get to the finish line on what's going to be a long night here at Memorial Field. We're past 9 o'clock. 9:16 to be exact. Just about a half quarter to go in the regular season. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. I'm Matt Gajtka. Reed and McIntosh is running the camera, as usual. Thanks to the Press Box crew for keeping us up to date on when we were going to get started again after the Lightning was spotted down to the south. Holaski just coming off an assist on the last Caledonia goal. Works it around the horn. Fisher pushed out by Wiener's stick, and Van Essa's shot from way out high. That missed to the left. One of the few times he's shot from distance. He scored 4 times. I think it might be by a combined 20 yards out, if that. Long pass over the top. It's an errant one. Goes to midfield and mishandled by Carson Beach of Caledonia. That'll give the Pioneers the ball back. And Buck swerving in. The pass to Collins. Trying to run off Charles Hogue. Collins to Buck. Buck to Sam Zykowski. Loves to turn inside, then go outside, and vice versa. His pass to Dylan Buck was knocked out of Buck's stick. On the chase for it, both Bucks go after it. Gavin and Dylan, it bounces out, and possession given to Caledonia. 5:31 remaining. So if nothing else, that killed off about a minute after the timeout called. No goal for East, but still leading comfortably. 16-9. The clock restarts with Martinelli in possession. He has it taken away, and he got hit on the wrist. He's hurting. He's got to come off. The Pioneers gladly take the ball back, swarming defense in the midfield. Rupert scoops it on over to Sam Zykowski. It's Buck. That's Dylan Buck, 16 in white. Dodged by Fisher. He's open. He shoots left-handedly and bounced off target. Collins right there in front. Dylan Buck scores. He ripped it in and he got hacked in the back after he shot that. And we've got some shoves in front of the goal. Flags go flying. So Buck scored it on the quick stick in front. It's going to count 17-9. 3 assists for Collins. 4:53 remaining. Third goal of the period for EGR. Second goal of the night for Dylan Buck. That gives him 12 on the season. And the referees, 3 of them, discussing what they want to do to sort things out. It appears we'll see a penalty called against Caledonia. Charles Hogue is kneeling in the box. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call.
Caledonia penalty, 1 minute unreleasable, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unreleasable penalty. So EGR goes to the man up. Count 9 on the field for Caledonia. And we're seeing a substitution with Sala checking in. EGR gets possession at midfield after the face-off violation. Fifely cradling for the Pioneers. To Sam Zykowski. Back to Ethan Fifely. Fifely off to Rupert. Rupert to Zykowski. Zykowski, Owen, Rupert dodging. Ball bounces free, though. Zykowski on the spot to pick it up, but he has it taken away. Ripped away from behind by Leighton Fink. Fink shooting, and that was well offline. Didn't get a lot on it either. 4:28 to go in the fourth. We're at full stadium lighting. Didn't expect to be out here this deep into the night. Mid-May in West Michigan, you got to be playing pretty long into the evening to even need the lights. Van Ness, he was close to the crease. That's going to be no goal. He was in the crease when he shot it. Another power move from Jack Van Ness, but this time all for naught. So crease violation. Pioneers and Rupert run it onto the attack. And the shot from Collins, he never got it off. Flubbed it right there at the edge of the crease. Bouncing free. Caledonia ball. Just under 4 minutes to play. Score is 17-9. I have it wrong there on the scoreboard. My apologies. It's an 8-goal lead. Owen looked to pry it off of Ethan Fisher's stick, but Fisher will successfully carry it. Up into the attack. Fisher faked the shot once and twice. He got whacked up high, and that'll be a penalty against EGR. The first time this night, tonight in this game that a flag flies against the home team. James Weiner, the guilty party. He'll take a knee with 3:38 left. And here comes the call. So 2 penalties against Weiner. He got a slash and an unsportsmanlike. Man up offense, 1 minute unreleasable is the call. Man up offense on the field for Caledonia. Van Ness. Around to Senti. Now high to Heron. Hahn in front of the goal, and Van Ness again sets up Kozak this time. Another pinpoint pass from Van Ness for another Caledonia goal at 17-10. 3:24 left. That's a man-up score. And Weiner will stay in the box. Van Ness's 4th assist to go with 4 goals. Kozak's 2nd of the night on the scoring end. (17-10) your score. And the Nats have descended on Memorial Field. They're buzzing around. Stadium lights attracting them. Never got any rain here, so that didn't chase the bugs away, obviously. Fisher to Heron. Caledonia gets it on the face-off violation. By the way, another score in front of the goal. Van Ness to Senti this time. And it's 17-11, 3:04 to play. Another man-up goal. First goal of the night for the freshman, Senti. Van Ness's 5th assist. Sounds about right. The offense has flowed through him, or it really hasn't happened quite often for Caledonia. 3:04 left. Weiner's still waiting to get out of the box. See if Stropke can work his magic. This time, though, Paulman gets some help from Ethan Fisher. Heron. And again, they give it to Van Ness. Why not? Hahn takes it back from Van Ness. Heron. Hahn. Van Ness one more time. Right up the middle. A shot and a score. Heron beats Irwin. A little underhand action into the top left corner. 17-12. 2:35 remaining. So not technically over yet. 3 man-up goals for Caledonia, but this time Stropke gets the face-off controlled. That'll relieve some of the pressure. Charlie Hoekstra. See if the Pioneers go for goal. They just try to keep it. Hoekstra, he's wide open there, the edge of the crease. Decided not to shoot. 2:14 remaining. Now a 5-goal lead. Caledonia with a surge here. Hoekstra diving to shoot, and he's stopped by Sprague. 3 straight goals for Caledonia. They've got 5 in the quarter. Under 2 to go, but they turn it over. Free to Zajkowski. And Zajkowski gets it swatted. He loses control. That Caledonia sideline's getting fired up. They still believe. Fisher gets through the stick check. Giving it to Emmett Hahn. 1:37 left. Wiener's out of the box. The Pioneers are back to full strength. But not before 3 man-up goals went into the net. Backside play. Save made by Irwin. Keeping Hahn off the board. Hahn retrieves it. Back out high for a shot by Heron that missed the goal. Might have been deflected. 1:13 to play. Clock winds. 17-12 is your score. Last gasp for the Scots. The pass is deflected out into the midfield. Good play by Quinn Rapp, senior defender. Fisher all the way, stopped by Irwin. Held the stick down and scooped it on the short hop. And the Scots might finally be out of time, but this pass sails well over the head of Mo Mayer. Ruben Yakiri giving it away. 43 seconds to go, though. Should be no harm. The ball bounced into the stands. They're looking for it over there. Van Ness is. He does get a spare one. 40 seconds left. Van Ness, can he find another man? This pass sails over the head of Fisher. On the chase. Fisher colliding. Hoekstra takes a whack. Toward the sideline. And finally scooped by Senti. Hits the open man. It's Hahn. Taking it from Heron. Senti's shot. He got a stick to the chest from Hoekstra, and he was stopped anyway on Irwin. Long shot down the field. Sprague was out of his goal, trying to generate some offense. It goes out. 4 seconds left. Caledonia ball. One last possession. Samuel Hogue. Deep shot from his own end. That'll go well over the top of the net. Pioneers win. Pioneers win 17-12 on senior night. They get the job done. 7 goals in the third quarter. Took a 7-6 halftime score to a semi-blowout. Caledonia kept battling. They got 3 late man-up goals to make the final margin respectable, but EGR wins for the 7th time in 8 games, and they end the Fighting Scots' 6-game winning streak. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Long night on YouTube. I'm Matt Gajtka. Reed McIntosh was with me. Scott Stropke providing the logistical troubleshooting before the match here at Memorial Field. Pioneers back at it tomorrow as they'll start the regional playoffs with a regional quarterfinal game, 6 o'clock face-off against Bay City John Glenn right here. Get your tickets, get here to the stadium, come support the Pioneers as they start their quest for another state championship. One more time, Pioneers 17, Caledonia 12 as we finish up the regular season on a weather-delayed but a victorious night at Memorial Field. Talk to you next time.